have such big, nice trees out here that I'd love to just trim up. But a forest in the wintertime is as good as it gets. I mean, there's just leaves on the ground and you can just see through here. No threat of snakes. Maybe a bear, who knows? Yeah, buddy. You know, all this kind of stuff in the swale area, if it falls from the fruit trees, it just decomposes and then it feeds the trees. And it also becomes housing for insects. And all that stuff is great. That's what we need. Look at this tree. See, I want to get all these vines off. I feel like these vines, they just kill the tree. Like this vine's still rooted in the ground, but I don't know why this tree is so dead. But I do think I could cut this tree up and move it into that swale area and just let it start breaking down. Let it start decomposing, feeding the trees. And then when water comes in there, it just soaks it and it just starts to break down and start to feed and start to create a topsoil. That's what we want. We want to start to create a bit of a topsoil. And what we've done down at this bottom, I think is really incredible, especially compared to when we bought this land, what was going on down here. You would have to refer back to older videos to see what it used to look like, because it looks great down here now, and I got a real vision for what to do down here in the spring. I got a lot of clover seed and wildflowers that I feel like if we can just get, you know, a real pollinator paradise going on down here. You just get a different, animals just get attracted to it. Insects, animals, bees, all the bees, the poor bees out here. It's gonna be great. Such big, beautiful trees out here. It's just so awesome. They say this used to be an old road here, this whole ditch, and it would lead down to the creek, and then you could cross the creek and go up here and, I don't know, do whatever up there. But I had this road built. When I first got the land, it was just a little trail. And I've still not trusted the road to drive down it with my truck, but people have gotten down here with tractors, and if I had a four-wheeler, I would for sure be down here on it, probably collecting some of these limestone rocks to take back up and build something. But this was all overgrown. I mean, just the weeds were head high out here. You could barely move around down here. And, you know, I'm sure some animals and insects were upset when we cleared that out of there. But what I'd like to do is come back and replace it with clover and wildflowers. Yeah, we got this creek, which is spring fed, meaning that other springs are coming in from out of the mountain to feed this creek. And there's fish in there, tadpoles, insects. There's freshwater mussels in here. It's very clean. It's just a really nice creek. This is a flood area, so it's so low, it gets real soggy. That I wish that I could do something about that, but I don't know that there is anything I can do. What I really want to do is buy myself a mulcher and just come down here and just mulch up a bunch of trees and just have a thick layer of sawdust or mulch. Just keep building it up. I have mulched some stuff, so there is some wood chips on the ground, but there, you know, there's green coming back here. I wish I owned the other side. I'd like to own both sides. And then I'd build a little bridge. I mean, that's my vision, is that this whole thing just becomes like a meadow of flowers and just like bees and butterflies are just down here all over the place. Hey, buddy. Probably the first time you were here, we only had it cleared to this tree. But just recently I had someone come and clear beyond this tree. So this is all a new foundation, a new discovery. Let's take a little break here, Sam, on the log. But we have these, I think these are like white oaks, but they all seem about dead. I don't know if it's gotten soggier over time or what, but I'd love to burn a lot of them. Just have a big fire down here. But yeah, so you can see on this side where this guy mulched it. I mean, it's just, this is really great because this, all this wood should turn into, over time, break down and turn into soil. I mean, this was so thick, you couldn't even walk through here. I tried walking through, it was so thick with just thorns and you couldn't even move. But we got it mulched and now it's a wide open area and things are beginning to grow. But I think if we can keep it mowed and then the leaves have fallen and all of this will just help create new life. Oh man, it's gonna be a great time. Yeah, that's right. That is right. See, that's what I think. All these vines out here, they grow up and they kill these plants. That's why I want to get rid of them all. I mean, otherwise, it's like, did the water conditions change so much? And this right here, I think is really interesting because the water level, it seems to be like there's more water down there than there is up here. But I wonder if this little cave-like thing right here, if water is not coming from under the mountain right there into the creek. Something just seems to begin right there under the cave. Yeah, I love this down here. I love to stand on this end and then look back on that just because it was, you know, wasn't there like this before. How cool would it be? I almost want to get one of those storage containers. I forget what they call them. Maybe that is what they call them. Those metal containers. I'd love to have one of those, prop it up on some bricks, turn it into a little tiny house cabin right out here. Make it a little haunted Airbnb down here. A little spooky creekside Airbnb. That's what I'm talking about. People are into that. Not haunted, maybe just creepy. Maybe just serial killer vibes. But it's so great down here. See the water, buddy? You're getting sleepy, aren't you? But this is where I'd like to put an owl house, somewhere down here. I mean, maybe, you know, it's like the owls have plenty of places to live down here. And maybe they do. I don't mind giving them another spot. And a bat house? They say bats want to live near water. How great would it be to have a bat? I mean, just a bat house, just seeing bats flood out of here at night. Oh, I love it. I love it. Don't you, Sammy? You love it? I mean, yeah, I mean, you can see where like he took the mulcher on stuff like this and just tried to go at it, but you only can do so much. Here's a little cave area. We don't understand this cave. Was this cave just naturally formed? It's not really a cave because there's no roof, but an enclave of sorts. You can see that up here at some point, probably some of these rocks fell and the dirt washed in here, but that even seems like a long time ago. I mean, there's moss where this dirt ran out. And I did build a fire back here. That was me that built that little circle of rocks. Had a fire back here. Actually, I was out here building a fire. No idea what was going on in the world and the country. I was just out here building a fire. And then the next day, I ruptured my appendix.
Finally went to the doctor and they start pushing around on my stomach and they get down here and they sent me to the hospital. And then I get to the hospital and they did a full body scan on me. And the surgeon came back and he said, "It looks like a bomb went off where your appendix used to be." That was his real words. "Looks like a bomb went off where your appendix used to be." Everybody was saying it. I heard him out in the hallway. "It looks like a bomb went off where his appendix." It was the talk of the hospital. They couldn't stop saying it. Everybody was saying it. That's all I was hearing. Then they found out I didn't have insurance, and they were like, "Well, it wasn't a full rupture." They're like, "Get out of here, man." "Yeah, all right." They said, "You take these antibiotics, and you come back if it gets worse." And it did get worse.
Ended up in the hospital. I was building a fire out here, burning some sticks. There may be some bats living in here, I don't know. I love this little area out here, though. All right, well, I've heard the tractor stop. Might need to make our way back up. You talking, buddy?